talking about certain situations. Came up a good kid in the hood full of OGs. Mama working hard, babysitter hardly know me and only spend most of her time on the phone. Hardly ever check my room, so I'm hardly ever home. Out the window to a world that I only heard of. Through songs, rappers were telling tales of murder. From a song that actually feeling like a character. Boys in the hood, yeah, far from a Gattaca. All grown up and did a lot that I shouldn't. Had a choice to say no, but sometimes I felt I couldn't. Felt I wouldn't be accepted till I had a realization. Why be a statistic in this racist nation? I'd rather be in books that the parents teach kids instead of hiding from the feds with dudes that read lists. I'ma keep it like this, tell it how it is, and pray my bad habits don't cover up my gifts. Yeah. Can't help it, some say selfish. Every other week, new man that she dealt with, slept with, crept with, knowing that's a girlfriend's man. But a girlfriend's man worth a couple $100,000. Ain't a housewife, but the woman knows so desperate. Every man that ain't her own always on a checklist. Catches heat if she passes 3 days without being late, thinking that her jewels pay. No way, thinking that your power come between your legs when your heart located, locked closer to your chest. Yeah, hard cause it's just another way to do your thing. You a queen, need a king. Let me tell you what I mean. Hard work to be positive while trying to attain a dream. But it's easier to sleep with a money-making machine. Every night you fake a scream, thinking no so clever. Ain't smart enough to find another way to gain each other. Hey. We all got them. Some say genetics, some found them. Some late to work, others with severe problems. Someone should have ground them, wishing you was a kid again. Running drills in the gym. Now the prison discipline, guilty to proving innocent. How the children feeling it? They pinning them with charges like men on Ritalin. Giving them a sentence made for his papa. Came in with no beard, I like a roster. Proper, but society don't agree. Seem like all the jobs flee when you got a felony, even deeper than the oil leaking in the sea, bruh. Still overlook you if you got a misdemeanor. I mean, change a lot of things that are done, no matter how far I run. Can't change where I'm from. Most raised by the gun, die by the gun. So very bad habits in your eyes like the sun. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boat of Fool, capital L, we are here. Welcome. Boat of Fool, capital L, we here. We made it safe and sound out of fucking Milton. Unfortunately, some people did not have as good luck, but eventually we will hopefully get back to a better place. Yeah, shit was pretty crazy. But trying to just enjoy the evening as best you can after all the craziness. So, with that being said, we had the movie review slated for this evening, so we're gonna still do that. I'm gonna do a real more trimmed down version of the normal uh, review streams. Reason being is I honestly couldn't find a lot of good trailers that interest me. You know, not to mention recently I got hit with one of those block things, and I don't feel like having to deal with the editing and all that. Because as you, if anybody, appreciate anybody who goes back and watches any of it or sees it on the YouTube. So I appreciate anybody for that. But honestly, like as you watch, like it's real, I guess you could say raw. Like I guess is that the best term? I don't know. Either way, it's really super highly unedited. It's a simple cut. I cut out the rest of the stream and just keep the review part. And usually that entails the trailers that we watch and usually would discuss if anybody's around or whatever the case may be. So I'm just cutting it out for this one only because, like I said, I couldn't find much and I just don't want to deal with too much editing this time, and I just want to see what I'll get hit with if I just leave out the trailers. Because that's what gets me the most. It's not even really the music sometimes, it's the trailers, because you can cut out the music, but the trailers that we watch, apparently all other websites can do it without probably getting hit, but a small time little fucking nobody like me is blocked immediately. So it is what it is. But anyways, so with that being said, what we are going to do is I'm still going to take the hit on one trailer, which is the actual movie itself trailer. We're going to use that for the stream. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to get that pulled up here. And then after that, we're going to do some multiverses, a real simple fight night. After, because I do got plenty of quests I want to do, and I do want to try to grind a little bit more. Struggle, I guess. Struggle boss. Alright, so this is from here. Whoa, hey, we got a lot of audio there. Alright, and then the wiki. We're gonna have the wiki up. Also, as always, if you like the new music you've heard, it's all local here. Artists here in Florida, so if you want to support anybody, some of these artists could have been affected, I don't know. Or, supporting local is also good. It all is good. Supporting other, musicians that aren't fucking billionaires, millionaires, and all that shit. They got enough money, man. Anyways, sorry, that was my little support local music rant. What's going up here? Alright, so the dead don't die. I'm using one hand right now, by the way. I'm drinking. Currently a Red Bull, but I will be drinking in a moment here. Alright. Let's go ahead here and... Alright, so production, we're gonna keep this here. This came out in 2019, by the way. So, anyways, let's go ahead and pull up the trailer real quick. We're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just curious. I'm gonna try some new shit. Y'all mind if I try some new shit and ruin the stream for the evening? Y'all don't mind, right? Anywho. Alright, so we go to stream. We're gonna. Oh, that did kind of come up really quickly. Alright, so we're gonna pause this music here, and actually we're gonna bring up the Cuzzo. Shout out to Track Justice, by the way, as always. He's gonna be the background music for the discussion. Ah, shit. Alright, anyways, we'll put that up. Alright, so, yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. This is the trailer for The Dead Don't Die. And we're going to start the review immediately after. No trailers or bullshit in between. We're just going to get straight to the meat and potatoes tonight. And just fucking, run in there. Alright.
In this peaceful town, on these quiet streets, something terrifying. Something horrifying is coming.
Excuse me, we're closed. Get away from me!
Okay.
What the hell was it? A wild animal?
This is really awful. Maybe the worst thing I've ever seen.
What was it, wild animals?
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking zombies.
What?
You know, the undead. Ghouls.
You look gorgeous. Oh my. Are you in this together?
Flesh-eating zombies.
Don't joke, it's really, really creepy.
Yeah, they got
Oh man, this
a
isn't
really
gonna
great
end well.
cast here.
They gravitate towards things they did when they were alive.
Called beef.
See that? See motherfucker and her.
Did she just say Chardonnay?
Yeah, she did.
Welcome to my
Carol
world,
Kane.
zombies.
I've been telling you this is all gonna end badly.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm quite confident of my ability to defend myself against the undead.
I can see that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Excuse me. Those are some pretty good cuts. You played some minor league ball, didn't you?
Well, a little Class A. It was a long time ago.
All right. So that was the trailer for The Dead Don't Die, and we're just gonna get right into the review. Because again, I didn't really have much trailers I could find, and there's not been much that I've seen that I'm like, oh, this right here is. I always go. There we go. I start on the same track every time, but I feel like I should mix it up. Anywho, all right. So this you see what you get, really. It was a pretty solid, movie. In my opinion, I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. It has a really dry comedy. And I mean, if you've watched most comedies that involve Bill Murray for the most part, especially if he's involved, his comedy is really dry, and it's wordplay and just kind of little things like that, like you see in the trailer there about the wild animals. Like what I liked is they kind of gave you snippets of some of really good moments, but not the full picture. Example would be, and real quick, if anybody has not seen this and wants to see it, you should probably just wait and come back maybe in like 10-15 minutes or something, give or take, and that way you can not be spoiled, because we do get it. It's a discussion, / review, so we do get into spoilers. And for this one, it's came out in 2019, so I do want to really kind of get into it a little bit. But with that being said, we'll say, let's say about 10 minutes, maybe 15 at most. I'll at the 10-minute mark, if we're still running, we'll go ahead. I'll let you know if you show back up. Anyways, all right. So, with that being said, as you saw in the trailer, there is the opening of it, where he shows up and they talk about the wild animals, and like that. It's not just that. I mean, obviously, that scene's quite a bit longer. Or it opens up too with. I'm sorry, not that. The prior, the girl with the broom, or not broom, with the mop. That right there, it wasn't even just that. Like they played it and that scene more scary than what it really looked like, because it was actually pretty a little funny, because she's like screaming at them, kind of like poking him with the broom almost, or mop. So it was pretty funny. But after, like, to my other point, the wild animals, like they say, wild animals, like a pack of wild animals, and like it's repeated like a few times, and it was just really well done. And a lot of it, the tone is funny enough to say like dry, or just really like, it's not as like other zombie movies where it's like really like, the music's intense. Like it's as it mentions in the description somewhere, I seen, it's really just parody of zombie movies. There are some moments that I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some underlining messages here, like the whole gimmick is the polls changed because of some fracking shit. It's all comical, but they are trying to, like, quote unquote make a point. It's received. The point is received. I thought they were going a little deeper with that because of them mentioning that, and I'll get to that here. So that's kind of why the zombies come to life or whatever, is because the polls change. That's their quote unquote gimmick explanation, because they don't really necessarily state that like 100%. That's just the theories, and there's a lot of commercials in the news that the people reporting it are saying, and then the companies are saying it's not the fracking, blah blah blah. It's pretty much, you get the idea of the climate debate, blah 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 blah, and it's pretty spot on there in that sense. It's satirical, and the satiricalness of it there, if that's even a word, where they basically parody life in an extent. Like, if some shit like that were to happen and it was because of us humans fucking with the earth, that's what could happen, which, I mean, oddly enough, is what that would happen. People would still deny it and be like, oh, no, I had nothing to do with that, which, and that's kind of what their point is. But there's a section, like, kind of when they, you hear this, where they're denying it, and then they kind of switch over it, and I want to say it's almost midway through, and this is when, like, the zombies, or, like, midway to 3/4 way through, like, around there, I want to say, like, an hour and 10 in or so, maybe hour, they're really out there, like the zombies, like it's the full zombie apocalypse part now. They're all out. Now it's not just a few, and a bunch of them, like, they immediately, like right after this is said, they immediately transition to a bunch of them with cell phones in their hands, and they're like walking around, and so it's I thought that's what I was referencing to, zombie people that we have become zombies with our phones. Which is true. We're all a victim of it, or a lot of us are. But I like that. I like the play on it, but they also went further, because then, like, as you saw in the trailer, they're talking about they gravitate towards what they were doing, when they were last alive. And, like, the funny thing is, so there's going to be a big spoiler coming up here. The funny thing is, with Adam Driver, Kylo Ren, which is the tag for him, obviously, he ends up kind of revealing something at the end here, but he knows a lot. Like, as they saw, there's a moment there he's like, oh, this isn't going to end well. He mentions that multiple times, throughout the film. There's little lines like that, little quips like that. Also, shout out to, Selena Gomez, Austin Butler. Like, I didn't even know they were in this movie, really, until I saw, when I watched it now, because I remember seeing this trailer a while ago, but never watched the movie, and I obviously finally get around to it. I'm like, oh yeah, she's in it. What's funny is how they paint them, like they have these big parts. Spoiler alert, they do not, which I thought was pretty hilarious. They have, a few, I wouldn't say big roles, but they're just there, and then you don't even see their deaths, to put it that way. You don't even see their deaths, which is pretty wild to me. You kind of do, to an extent. I won't spoil that, in case you still want to watch it after going through this with me. I won't spoil what happens to them, but yeah, it's pretty funny how they did that. So it's got pretty solid pacing. I like the overall tone of it. I don't think it is the most hilarious movie ever, but I did enjoy it. And I want to agree with this whole 54 thing here, but for me, I think it's just a half and half. Like, half people like it, half people don't, and I think that's fair. I'm on the half that enjoyed it, and I think for me too, one of the big things for me, the characters that I honestly really enjoyed, as almost as equally as Bill Murray and Adam Driver, was Tilda Swinton. She was hilarious. Her character, as you saw, she played, coroner, funeral home owner person, uh, and was apparently a samurai. And you're like, what the hell? So that was weird as it was. And then as the movie goes on, and we're going to get big spoiler territory. And I think I said at like, what was it, like 117? So yeah, we're almost done. So yeah, we should be good. So she's really weird. Her sequences were great. The way she played the character, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I always enjoy her when she shows up in movies. Like I really do. Especially like the Ancient One and Marvel and Constantine. You know, so but she was great, and you know, all of it was just good. Now, honestly, I like Danny Glover got more screen time than you know, Butler and Gomez, and I think that's really cool because, you know, OG and shit. But Buscemi, great. Like everybody had fun with it. I can tell. You can tell they had some fun with making this, honestly. And they're you know, so basically. The big spoiler for Adam Driver was he knew about this because they say he's like, I read the script, so that he breaks the fourth wall immediately, mind you, and I kind of felt like that was going to come into play. So immediately in the beginning and then at the end, but in the beginning they play the song called "The Dead Don't Die," which is a song by Sturgood. Oh fuck, what was his name? Oh, now I got Sturgill Simpson. There you go. That's the name of the guy who made the song, and it's playing when you know, title credits and everything, and then it's playing in their car, and then later on in the movie it plays again, and or no, it's playing in the car immediately. I'm sorry, and Bill Murray's like, oh, you know, why is it so familiar? He's like, because it's from the title, and then he just kind of brushes it off or whatever. But you know, it gives you an idea, like Driver's character, you know, somewhat aware of the film, you know. And you know, the fourth wall and everything, to the point later on, as I mentioned, he's like, oh, I read the script, and then there's even another joke about that with Bill Murray, because now he's, you know, breaking the fourth wall, like saying, I didn't get that script, all I got was our scenes, blah blah. Yeah, so it's really cool. Like, I like the way they did it. But my favorite, you know, big, you know, spoiler, I guess, twist or random oddity is, I was like, I knew something was up with Tilda Swinton's character. Turns out she's a fucking alien. Because why not? Like, and I feel like that's how it was written. Like, because fuck it, why not? Like, I don't know if that was initially planned. I have no idea. I don't know if this was even improv, because there's a mention about that later on in the movie section. They make a joke about, like, you know, what are you improving? But either way, you know, it's a fun movie. I liked it. Like I said, I'm on the you know, the 54 approval. I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. And you know, like I said, I don't feel like time was wasted. I think it was a solid movie altogether. So by now, some people might be shuffling possibly back in. So I am pretty good. I think we covered a lot of it. But yeah, like I said, pretty dry overall in the tone. Music-wise, it's very minimal, which I think adds to it, because it kind of puts you there for a little bit, you know, immersively. I like when movies do that, where they use the silence to their advantage, almost, of like no music. Because there's a lot less of it here. There's definitely some tones and some, you know, zombie type shit, but overall, like, it's pretty quiet. And I think that's good. That's it, though. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, favorite scene for me definitely was the ending, which is, you know, the classic zombie send off. You know, mowing them down and you know, taking as many as you can and all that. It was really cool and fun to watch. I definitely enjoyed it, though. Great scene. Hilarious, honestly. But yeah, good movie. Check it out. See if you're part of the 54% or not. It might be a coin toss. You could like it, you couldn't. I enjoyed it. Overall, score-wise, I'm going to give it probably a good 7. And I think I'm probably the most average guy. I hit a lot of movies with 7s because I think they're pretty good, but they're not bad. They're not also terrible, you know. So I think like between 6s and 7s are there. And this one for me is a 7 because I like the comedy stylings. I like Bill Murray's comedy. You know, Adam Driver too was great. Like, their, you know, dynamic was fun. And Tilda, she's really what pushed it to the 7, to be honest. She was the like extra cherry. So check it out if you fucks with any of that. But that's going to be it for the review. Like I said, I wanted to get that done early and kind of, I didn't have trailers. I didn't have much to work with there. So appreciate everybody hanging out, tuning in so far. We are going to go ahead and switch it up at this point. And if you like this movie or review, or if you are just seeing how bad I am at this, go check out the YouTube. But we're going to get to some multiverses now, so let's go ahead and